don't be like me and fill your calendar because you feel like, oh, once I don't read data. You seen at the pregnancy read data. Eh? Until you let go of the shell, it's only then that the wings can come out to rise and to fly. So don't get so stuck in the past that you don't live in the present, that you don't live in the future. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Linda and I talk about motherhood, career, lifestyle and my all-time favorite stuff, which is DIYs. Welcome back. It's been a while. So at the point of filming this video, I didn't know what I wanted. I don't know that today. I don't know what I want to do in this video, but I just decided to make a video just reflecting back on time, what it was like being a first-time mom and what it was like being a second-time mom. Just thinking, what did I do right the first time? What did I do wrong the first time? What did I learn from the first time? And how did it affect the second time? And what did I still do wrong the second time? So all of that, right? Reflective moment. I decided to make a video just to, put out this knowledge that could help one or two people who are currently at that phase, or even maybe trying the third time or the fourth time, or I don't know. Yeah, so why I'm doing this video particularly is because in the course of motherhood, I have found YouTube a great resource, like a very helpful resource where, as a doctor, yes, I know the scientific base, I know the clinical aspects, I understand all of that detail, but one thing you still don't get in touch with is patient experience. What did this woman experience when it was like 7th month and she had to make the decision versus this decision? How did it personally feel emotionally, psychologically for her? And sometimes medical textbooks, not even sometimes, medical textbooks cannot bring out that part. What we bring out is the way it works, their logarithm of care and all of that, but it doesn't tell you the parts, the human part, the emotional part of these decision processes. So each time I watch the video, around patient experience, patients takes on different things, it really gave me that perspective, and I am really happy to be doing this video, hoping that somebody else can draw from that perspective. So I'm going to start by talking about the things I did right and I recommend that other mothers or a new mom, whoever be first-time mom, could look into when going in for that journey of pregnancy and postpartum. And then I'll point out the things I did wrongly so that you can also learn from them. So I think the very first thing I think I would recommend anyone to do is read widely, discuss with other mothers. When you go for antenatal care, discuss with other mothers so that way you know that you're not alone. Whatever you're experiencing, perhaps it could be that one experience that you read about or heard about that tells you that, okay, I am not the only one who is experiencing this. I'm not the only one who is feeling this. Now, this does not mean that you would now substitute this knowledge you have gained. You now substitute medical care with this knowledge you have gained. No, it's just that awareness that, oh, what I'm going through, somebody else has gone through it. People go through it, and then there is something that can help, and that's where you now seek medical care. Let me give you an instance. There are things that your doctor will know that there are things that fellow moms will know that your doctor will not really give an advice on. Let me give you an instance. So when I was pregnant, I really found it very uncomfortable lying down on different sides of my body, and then you tell your doctor, they're like, oh, okay, that, and you also, you're a doctor, so you already know that, okay, just make sure you change positions, you make sure that you can do like some kind of massage to ease that pain. And if the doctor prescribes, they can prescribe like an analgesic, which usually will just be paracetamol, to help with that pain. But the doctor might not tell you where to get the best sleeping pillow for pregnant women in your area. They don't know that part because it's not part of their job description per se, and it's not like part of the resources that they are exposed to. But when you read widely, when you interact with people, you find out that, oh, this person has experienced this particular symptom and this is what they did to take care of their own as well. And then it's not a medication, because mind you, you don't have to self-medicate when you're pregnant, but then all those other external resources that can just help you have a better time, yeah, you would have access to that knowledge. That's number one. Number two, I would advise is be really easy on yourself. When I say be easy on yourself, it's a lot of things, especially for women who are very proactive, you're hardworking in your workplace, you're known to be like the champion who gets it all done. You might be shocked to find out that your strength might not be able to carry you like it used to when you're pregnant, at some particular phase, maybe towards the third trimester, and that's not the point for you to start working yourself out just to make sure that you prove a point. No, if it's not happening, always remind yourself that you have your game together. I mean, you are like the best, but then at this particular moment, because of physiological needs, maybe it's just not coming through, and it's okay to take it at your pace. Now, it doesn't mean that it happens to everybody. Some people have their strength on point from beginning to end, but some people it doesn't work that way, and that's totally fine. That's totally okay. Just the way some of us are tall, some are short, some are in different physical makeup. That's the way it could also happen, that your own experience might make you just more easily fatigued than the general population, and that is fine. Accept it and don't let it get on your mood. That's even before the baby comes. Now, after the baby comes, you still need to be easy and kind to yourself. Changes will happen. Lots of changes will happen that you're probably not expecting. You might have read up about them, you might have heard about them, but nothing beats the personal experience when you start feeling them, okay? And then you could feel sad, you could feel down sometimes. It plays with your emotions, it toys with your emotions sometimes, but don't worry, because it's a phase and it's going to pass with the right level of support, with the right with a great positivity mindset to it. That would really help. But then if at any point you feel like you cannot handle it anymore on your own, especially the mental and emotional aspect of it, do not hesitate to cry out for help. It doesn't make you weak that you're asking for help. Ask for help. Ask for help from your spouse, your friends, your relatives, and where it becomes important, ask for professional help to avoid any complications that may arise. That's what I would advise you. So the third thing I want to talk about is preparing for yourself. I mean, it's common practice to prepare for the new baby, but do you really prepare for the new mom? The new mom needs to be prepared for. What do I mean by this? By the time the baby comes, can become very busy from just being in that phase where you're just waiting for, oh, let labor start, let me come and get done with this, to where somebody has a routine to feel like to play early and the person is not sleeping like you expect. A lot of changes begin to happen, and then you probably have that imagination that you're supposed to snap back, boom bam, and then it's not happening. So all of that can be a lot. But what I mean by preparing for yourself, it's the little things, right? Making sure that and visitors could be coming a lot as well in the African culture. So making sure that you feel like yourself as much as possible. Maybe before the baby arrives, get your hair done, get your clothes arranged. Usually what I would do, I did the first time and second time, pack like a stack of 2 weeks clothes, matching just the way I want to wear them for 2 weeks or even 3 weeks. Just stack it up like that you wear in the house. If there's any appointments, baby appointments, maybe the 6 weeks appointment, that's still fascia. But any of those hospital visits that will happen in the initial phase, you have that also stacked together, just so that you feel prepared for those you feel prepared. And whenever you have to dress up, because colors pop your feelings. So when you dress up like that, it could just help you feel better. Okay, so don't just shop for just your baby, shop for yourself. What innerwears you'll be needing, what outfits you'll be needing, what hair care products you'll be needing in that initial phase, what skincare products you'll be needing. In which case, you probably want to make sure that skincare products are right for somebody who is nursing. I think I'll probably do a video again later on talking about skincare products that mothers should look out for and the ones to avoid. If you want to see that video, please place it in the comment section. Yeah, so prepare for yourself so that it doesn't take you unawares. Another thing I would recommend would be joining a mommy group. I can't underestimate the power of support. somebody to just say this to and the person understands what it's being like. This must not be a committee of people. It can be a virtual group, it can be a physical group, it can just be one or two mommy friends that you have, or people that you grew up with who are currently moms that you can easily just reach out to and say, now wow, this is how it's happening, or I beg, this is how it used to be. Then you guys can just laugh about it and then move on from that phase. So I would recommend that. And then I would also recommend this for before the baby comes, that week in preparation for the baby's arrival. I would recommend cooking and stacking up in batch. Now, for people who have their moms coming over immediately or even before they deliver, you might find that it's not be an issue. But it's very common now to see that sometimes women give birth and their moms are not there to support them that initial phase. And if you haven't thought about what happens after, because you might probably have had a CS or vaginal birth, or you're just not in a good physical state to go into the kitchen and all of that. If you had done some kind of start preparation of food, you would find out that you're able to eat as you demand. Because it might not be the time you feel like eating things from everywhere else. So if you have that food pack, then you're sure that you're feeding, and the people in your household that they're feeding also is kind of assured for some time. And then your spouse can also help with making sure that food is available. But just having that starter pack gives you some kind of status of everything is going to be okay, or everything is okay. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that part so much until maybe your mom arrives, or anybody who is coming to help you through that phase arrives as well. So I'll use myself as an example. I had that mommy friend that I will call to say, guy, what's happening? This baby is not sleeping. I had that mommy friend I will call to talk about diapers and diapers upon diapers. I had a mommy friend for breastfeeding. Like, I was surrounded by amazing friends who were always willing to give me information as I needed them. And they're like, doctor, you complicate things more because you're thinking about everything in like a very medical perspective. Well, I guess that's one part of being a doctor and being a mom. Yeah. So I think you should build that community around yourself. And one of the best places to start building it is going for your antenatal care. That way you meet new people, you guys have conversations, you guys laugh about stuff, and then you can even find a bump partner, a bump twin, right? Yeah, they call it bump twin, someone that gives birth either in the same month or the same day as you, and then stuff like that. Yeah, so it's one of the fun parts. I think one of the very beautiful parts of motherhood is engaging fully with the social aspect of it. So for instance, when the kids start growing, you'll be doing school run, you'll be meeting new moms, being part of all of that, involving yourself in all of that. Don't get so glued to your previous self that you do not take charge of who you're evolving to become, because that person you're evolving to become is such a beautiful being. It's amazing. It's what God has destined, or what God has put in place. And until it's like Phoenix rising out of the ashes, until you let go of the shell, it's only then that the wings can come out to rise and to fly. So don't get so stuck in the past that you don't live in the present, that you don't live in the future. Motherhood is amazing. It's beautiful. It's challenging. It can be rocky. Yes, there are sleepless nights. You probably have to rise out of your bed because someone is having a fever. But it is one of the most fulfilling things I've done in my life. And I am certain that if you have chosen this path, it's different if this is a path that you do not want. And that's totally okay. But if this is a path that you want, I just want you to know that sometimes you wake up because of something's happening around you and you'll be wondering, is this what I should be doing right now? Is this the path I should be on? But trust me, if you chose this path, you sat down, analyzed it logically, and said, this is the path of life I want to take, then trust me that even if it becomes shaky because of different things that baby life and pregnancy and postpartum can throw at you, trust me, it will be one of the most fulfilling journeys that you most likely would have ever been on. I can't generalize this, but for myself, I would do this over and over and over and over and over and over again. I can't imagine what else I would have been doing but not this at this point in my life. So yeah, don't let the rockiness sometimes make you feel daunted. You are fearless, you are brave, you are bold, you are courageous, you're capable of anything that life throws at you. You can handle it. You've got this. Yeah, so enough of that motivational talk, which I give myself a lot of times. Let's talk about the things I probably think I should have done better. Both first and second time, some of them I failed it twice because coconut hair don't used to hear. The very first one was not overbooking yourself. Guys, you need to see my postpartum to-do list. Hey, I start fixing meetings, I start putting in plans, I start putting everything everywhere. My calendar is fully booked. But that's not the reality. In fact, let me tell you guys something. My second baby, I had a cesarean section the first time for medical indications. Second time, I decided to try a vaginal birth after cesarean section. And one of my weighing factors were like, oh, give this a try. Your recovery rate most likely will be faster because you don't have to, and all of that. But Jesus, as in, I was shocked. I probably had a longer recovery rate for somebody that probably had a CS. And that's because of the complications that came from having had some epidural complications. And then yeah, it took a whole lot of other turns, and then I ended up being really, really sick for quite longer than I expected, right? So, but at that same time, my calendar was fully booked. So it was kind of really, I was really worried about the things I had to begin and I'm not doing and all of that. And that's because I was putting in so much. It's time that just changed. You have a toddler. I had a toddler. I had a new baby arriving to the family, and then I had this very full calendar that was unrealistic. So at some point, I'm like, crap, cut it down, cut it. I'm like, just get out of the way. Let me focus on me, my wellness, getting myself together, getting baby and my daughter amazingly fine, making sure my husband is okay, and then we can move to the very next step. And once I decluttered my mind of all that self-induced pressure, I really felt better, and things just began to fall in place at their own pace. When I was done recovering, I still found that there was so much time to do all that I wanted to do. So I would advise, don't be like me and fill your calendar because you feel like, once I read data, seen at the pregnancy read data, they ain't gonna hear it. Nobody's gonna hear it more than you if you're not careful. So please cut down all that pressure. Please, I would advise that. One other thing I wasn't so good at, first and second time too, I kid you not, brothers and sisters, is taking my supplements when I'm supposed to and taking my food when I'm supposed to. But one thing I found out that helped me when I tried it, but that was later on in the second pregnancy, was putting up a timer. It really helped to put timers that had like repeated reminders, not timers that ring once. Like they ring every 5 minutes saying, take that drug, babe, take that drug. Like type it out the way you want it to be sounding. Take that drug, babe, take that drug now. Put exclamation mark. Or better still, record a voice note. Say, babe, take this drug now. Take it. Anything that I mean, it's funny, right? But it worked. Because if I hear it, I'm like, God. In fact, if you like, put one of the what will happen if you don't take this drug. Put the answer as the voice note. That way, it calls your consciousness back when you don't take your supplements. I mean, they give you supplements after childbirth because of the blood loss that have happened during delivery. So don't think because no baby is in your tummy anymore, you don't have to continue with those supplements. No. We advise that you continue with your supplements. I'm not so good at it, but I'll recommend that you do it. And I'm also working on that for the next time. The third one, please, those that are experts in this field can also send me a message in the comment section. How do you guys sleep when the baby is sleeping? Because I haven't figured it out. Like, I find it so hard to sleep when the baby is sleeping. And one thing I do, which is not right, is that I just also throw in my own circadian rhythm. As this baby has come without circadian rhythm and sleeps whenever they like, I throw in my own. Night is not my night, day is not my day. I'm just on maternity leave and I'm just like living through the day. When I feel like sleeping, I sleep. When I feel like waking up, I wake up. When I feel like, do you understand? We all just have a scattered calendar for like the first 1 or 2 months. Then I try to start adjusting and also try to start, going with the baby as well. But I don't put myself under so much pressure to either sleep at night or sleep when the baby's sleeping. I just sleep when we can sleep. Like, I don't overthink it. But I'm happy to refine this part. If anybody has any tips that can help me in this part, I am really happy to hear all of that. And then last on my list of one thing I didn't do right. Oh my god. So I would ideally think that this would be easy to do, but I found it very hard that even when I put on my alarm that I wanted to have me time at a particular time, it was hard. I just never got all my me times to myself, right? It just did not work. There was always something that was of more, that seemed like more priority then. And of course, a newborn baby is a lot of priority. But one thing I think started helping me after the second child was redefining what me time means for you. Because it could mean a time you just do something you enjoy. It doesn't mean that you have to, for me, this is what I redefined it to mean. Doing something that I enjoy. It didn't mean that I had to do it all by myself. It just meant that I had to be doing something that gives me pleasure and makes me happy, even if it meant dealing with myself, my husband, my children, my baby, my toddler, and the younger baby. And that way, it felt better. So what it meant is that we could just take a mat and go out for a picnic somewhere and relax, or we could just go for a drive around town where I just have the windows down and I'm just breathing in and out. Trust me, this thing looks like it's basic, but when motherhood dramas around, that long drive without anything, just having the windows down, can be really relaxing for me. So it doesn't have to be a big thing. Whatever it is, it just gives you a break. It's okay to be your me time, and just redefining it. It mustn't be a trip to the Bahamas as me time. Me time can be those little things that just help you feel refreshed and rejuvenated to continue with the things that you have to do. Okay, so I struggled with that a bit, but by redefining it, it helped me to start getting more relaxation time with myself, with family. Sometimes we just a soak. I get soaked in the bathtub and just taking deep breaths till sometimes I even sleep off there, sometimes not. Sometimes my husband helps with the massage, little things, but just redefining your idea of what me time is until that hectic phase boils down. And like I said, the light at the end of the tunnel, it's always bright, graciously bright. So whatever it is you're going through or you might go through as a new mom in the immediate postpartum phase, boom, you will be all right. You will do great. Never have any self-doubt of what you can do, what you're capable of doing, and what you will do. All right, guys, till next time. I hope my story I'm going to find a caption by the time you see this video to have one of those catchy YouTube captions. Yeah, have a lovely day, and remember to subscribe, like, and share. Bye bye.